Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well and I hope you had a great summer. Today we begin a new journey here on my YouTube channel with fresh content, and I will give you every week now again trade IDs, and I will record these videos, but I will make some live sessions too. And the reason for this is mainly because many people joined the Metagrid family the last months, and of course you want to get some trade IDs and how to use the products. And I began in June, so some months ago, to open a fresh live account because I already got a lot of questions, and I thought, okay, I need first a fresh live account that I can show you how my trades are developing over the weeks. And yeah, you can see it here. I started with an account with, I think it was 250 euros on it, and I started this in June, and now we are in profit with 60% so far, and these are my own personal trades. This is no EA running on it, and my opinion and my thought is that I go with this personal trades. I show you every week which pairs I'm looking at and which trades I want to open in the next days or weeks. It depends how the market develops, and so that you can follow my personal trades. And with this you will see how I use my indicators and Metagrid and how I find some trades. And so I think you get maybe a good idea how to trade in the market and yeah, to find opportunities. In this video I will show you the first 3 trades I'm at the moment looking at. But before we do this, I will show you a bit more about my personal trades in this first new fresh video, that you can decide if you want to watch this further, if this is something for you. In my personal trades, I use a good money management system. This means that I don't overtrade, and you will see that I don't take that many trades, sometimes no trade at all in 1 week, and sometimes maybe 2 or 3 trades. So this is my manual trading, which I really plan a lot, and I watch different pairs until I decide to place an order in the market. And if you look here on this statistic, it's on Forex Factory, so all trades are recorded here. You can see here this nice curve. So from month to month it was going up, and my money management system is that way that I use for every 100 euro or dollar micro lot. So let it put me on the screen. $100 on my account, I trade with 1 micro lot. And if we then have later, for example, $200, I go with 2 micro lots. And if we have enough winners and my account goes up and we have $300 on it, I go with 3 micro lots, and so on. And if you look here on the statistic on the chart, you can see at the beginning it started with around, as I told you, 250 euros. So 250 euros means I can trade with 2 micro lots. And you can see at the beginning the curve does not go so far up, because with 2 micro lots the movement or the profit is not that big. It's a small profit you get with 2 micro lots. And then around here I could start it with 3 micro lots because the account was over 300 in euros. And then you can see already that it goes more up here, the curve, because with 3 micro lots you can make more profit. And then I guess around here it was that I could then go with 4 micro lots because the account was over 400 in euros. And you can see then we have even a steeper curve here. So the more micro lots you can use, of course, the more profit you will have and you can have. And so the curve develops a bit with the micro lots. And so we have a flat curve at the beginning, and then it goes more up. You can see the last 2 months, the curve is a little bit more flat, because I will show you this in a second. I had a week where I had to draw down a little bit, which is very normal. If you make manual trades with a normal money management system, you will see weeks where you make profit and you have gain on your account, and then you will have maybe 1 or 2 weeks where you have a drawdown, and then it goes up again. So this is a normal behavior if you have a good trading method and a good trading system. And if you make manual trades, then it should look like this. For example, I will switch now to the weekly view. At the moment we see every point is 1 month in development, and I switch now to the view where we can see week by week. Let's do this. So every point now is a week, and you can see if we watch it week by week, it's the same at the beginning, where I have only or had only 2 micro lots per trade. It's a little bit flat, and then we go up here, and then you can see here was the first week. We had a little bit drawdown here, so we had maybe 1 loser, then it was going up again, then here maybe 1 or 2 losers, and then we had a nice up move in the profit. Again, here maybe 1 or 2 losers, then again it goes up, and then I had here I think 1 or 2 weeks where I had 4 losers in a row, which is not dramatic at all. You have to deal with this if you trade in the market. And then you can see after this losing streak, it was possible again to come over the last point. Here was the highest point at this in October, and then after this losing streak I could manage to come over this again, and so at the moment we had the highest profit since I started this small account. And I used a small account with 250 euros because the most questions I get is with how much money do I need to start with trading. And if you use a manual trading method, so you make your trades by yourself, then of course you can start with 250 euros, as you can see here in this example. And if you stick to your method and system, you can make, in this case, from June to 8th of November, so around 60%. But you will not be a millionaire in 6 months, and you will not be a millionaire in 1 or 2 years. If you make manual trading with a good money management system, and most important, if you don't overtrade, you can make profit step by step. And with every profit you make, you get a chance to use more micro lots if you use the same money management method as I do. And so if you manage to come, the first goal should be to come to maybe 500 euros and then 1000 euros. And if you have your account growth to 1000 euros, you can already use 1 mini lot, so 1.10 lots. And then you will see that it goes faster upwards, but of course it can also go faster downwards with more lots. More lots means a loser will make a bigger drawdown. And this is the same you can see here. Here around where I had only 2 micro lots, of course a loser is not really dramatic in the curve you can see here. But then if I trade here with 4 micro lots, 2 or 3 losers give a bigger drawdown here in our statistic, of course. And of course, if I fall back from $400 to $300 after maybe 3 or 4 losers in a row, so let's say we had 405 euros on my account, and then I had 3 losers, and I'm back to 350 euros on my account, of course, then I only trade again with 3 micro lots. So if I lose and my money I lose money, and then I use smaller lot size. So this is very important that you don't stick then to 4 micro lots all time long. Of course, if you have losers and you have less money on your account, you have to go with a smaller lot size. Again, this is important for the money management. Let me change to the view trade by trade. So if we click here, then we can see every trade I made since June, and this is what a good profit statistic should look like, that you have a up move, a little bit down, up, a little bit down, up and down, up and down. So mostly like a trend on a chart. Yeah, if you look on a chart on a pair which is trending, you will see the same. It goes a little bit up and then down, up and down, up and down. This is a trend. And if you realize and if you can manage that you get such a trend graph on your own trades, and then you're doing the most thing right. Then you make profit on the long term. And as I told you, don't be angry if you have then a drawback again, or drawdown on your profit. This is totally normal, because you will have weeks or days with losers. And this is trading, and you can not expect that you win every trade. But if you can manage to go this way, that you get after some losing trades again a lot of winners, and so that the graph goes up and up again, then you have a good trading method, and then you don't overtrade. This is most important, that you don't overtrade, and that you have a good faith in your trades. This is also important, that you don't be angry if you begin a new trade and the first pips are not in profit and then you close it after some seconds. This is not trading. You should stick with your trade and with your trade method. Okay, before I come to my first 3 trades or pairs which I'm at the moment watching, let's make a quick view on the trade report, where you can see on my personal trades some more statistics. You can, for example, see here we have had a win rate here from over 70%, so 71.2% is the win rate, which is good. But you can even with 60% or 55% make profit. So it's important that you have a good money management system, like I told you. And so in average, the trade gives me winning trade in average gives me 2.8% gain, and the losers are a little bit higher. You can see a winner by average brings here €9 in profit, and a loser in average brings here -13, which is not a problem with this win rate, because we have a lot of more winners than losers. So this losing average trade is not a big problem. And you can see that I had here 42 winning trades and only 17 losing trades. And with this statistic, it is not that important how big the average losing trade is. On the drawdown, if you look here, I had a max drawdown so far with 10%, which is okay. And the return so far is 64%, almost 65%, like you saw on the statistic here before. And you can see the small account is now on €425, and it was started around 250, 260 euros, around that. And it's running for 25 weeks so far. And like I told you, don't expect if you start with a small account that you will be a millionaire in 25 weeks. This is not possible. Or if you make a lot of money after 25 weeks, I saw some accounts, some people start with €100 and then they make a funny YouTube video. After 3 weeks, they have 10,000 euros on their account. But this is not made with a good money management system. They will sooner or later blow their account and will lose more than they win. I'm very sure about that. Or they are not honest to you if you show you some such a account. So in my experience, I can tell you that if someone says he started with €100 and after maybe 2 months he has 50,000 euros on this account, there is something not okay with it, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but in my opinion this is not possible, or he will sooner or later blow all this money again. Okay, so far this was the little introduction. Like I told you, I started this small account. Main purpose for the videos I want to make now. Firstly, I needed some weeks, in this case 25 weeks, that I can show you a proper statistic that you can see. This is not an account which I started 1 week ago and it looks very nice. So I wanted to show you 25 weeks and that the statistic is so far good. And if you want to join this journey, you can follow my videos and subscribe to the YouTube channel to my videos, then you will get all updates, and I will give you my trade IDs in these YouTube videos, and I will give you updates in my special Telegram channel. We have our own Telegram channel I used some months ago for trading IDs. I will link this channel below this video. If you want to join it, then you will get all updates for my trades too. And if you look here, you can see this all the pending orders I have at the moment in the market. These are not running orders, these are pending orders. So I wait that these orders will trigger, and you can see here the duration. Some orders, pending orders, are very fresh, like 4 days ago I placed them, but I have also orders which are already here 5 weeks old. So there are older and fresher pending orders I use, and I will show you in my videos only the newest orders I made, or the orders which could trigger in the next days, because it makes no sense if I show you orders where the price is really 100, 300 or 500 pips away from my entry, then it does not matter for you. So I will show you more or less the trades which could trigger in the next days or in the upcoming week. And don't be worried about this. Here you can see the entry is 1 million pips away from the actual price. This is only a trade I placed that I don't forget to use the USD CAD again. This is no actual trade, okay? So this is only was only a testing. Okay, let's start with the 3 pairs I wanted to show you, and these are the 3 pairs I'm looking at right now, and maybe in the upcoming week we will see that the trade could trigger. You can see this is a trade here, a sell limit with 3 microlots. This trade I placed at a time where I had less than 400 euros on my account, so it was between 300 and 400, and then it means I can only trade with 3 microlots, and this is an older trade I placed here, or pending order. So the newer ones are with 4 microlots already, because the account is over 400 euros now, and you will see some older trades with 3 microlots, and this is one of it. And after some days, or I think in this case, let me see when I placed this one, if I find it here in my statistic. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago I placed here this sell limit with 3 microlots, and the reason for this is that you can see here I have added the supply and demand indicator, my own supply and demand indicator, which you can buy if you want. And the yellow boxes represents the H4 zones. In this case, the zones which are above the actual price are zones where we can expect that price maybe bounce and goes down a little bit or goes down for a lot. And the zones you see below the actual price, so this one and this one, are the demand zones where we can hope that price maybe bounces upwards again. So these are supply zones here above the actual price, and these are demand zones. And you can see this little small yellow box here. It's a H4 supply zone. So this means resistance for the price. But you can see I placed here my sell limit a little bit lower, because it's a really tiny box here, and I don't know if this is really strong enough that price would here react to this little tiny box. And if you look here on the market structure, we are on the daily time frame. If you look here, you can see on this area here, we have a lot of interesting things going on or was going on in the past. You can see, first of all, price came here down and bounced here on this area and was going a little bit up. And don't forget, it's a daily time frame, so this bounce here was almost 100 pips, and then it managed to come down this zone here, and then it retested here again this zone, and then again a retest here, and then it was going down a lot here, and then it came in October back to this zone. Again it bounced and was going down, and so at the moment it begins again to come up to this resistance, and I think that this resistance could be broken then if it comes back again. It's then really a lot of attempts to break this zone, and my hope is that it will the price will manage to break this zone, and you can imagine that a lot of stop losses should be placed above this white line, because all the traders who are still in this sell trades and still holding such sell trades, especially the ones who are started sell trades around here and here, they have placed more or less their stop losses above here this structure, I think. And if we see a stop loss run, then the big traders in the market will try to come over this white line, and if they catch all the stop losses, then we will see, of course, a reaction that the price goes down again. And so I placed my sell entry here a little bit higher than this white zone, whereby a little bit is relative because you're on a daily chart. Let's see how many pips this are. So it's 35 pips above this resistance here, and the stop loss I placed here above this structure. So I cover this supply zone with this trade, so in case that the price comes higher to this zone, for example, and will go down, then I have a chance to get a winner. Or if we see a stop hunt, then I hope that we see here a reaction here on this area. And if you want to know the exact entry of this sell limit order, it's, let's see if I can show it you this way. I hope that it's shown. Yeah, it's on 0.99810 on the Euro Swissy. If you want to join maybe this trade. Yeah, this is the first trade ID, and you can also see here these lines are trend lines automatically painted from the Metagrid Trade Manager. You can see that we had here the purple one is the weekly trend lines, and we have here a weekly trend line also going on here in this area. So maybe this is a good place to go into this sell trade. I moved the white line back here to this resistance zone, and you can see I have a second order on this pair on the Euro Swissy. It's a little bit deeper. It's this buy limit order here, pending order. It's far away so far, but still that we can look at it. You can see here we have a demand zone, a yellow box here, which shows that we have here a H4 demand zone. So from the H4 time frame based, the indicator thinks that we can get here a reaction if the price comes down again, that we can here open a buy trade. And yes, you can see the price was here going down a lot all the time, and then firstly it began here to go up again. This was the first time it could really start an up move again, which holds so far, and we had here 3 big green candles, and this is the reason all the volume which is placed here on the market, that the indicator painted here this demand zone, which is of course and for sure a good entry point. But I decided to go a little bit deeper, because you can see here was the deepest point so far, and then it was going up a little bit, and then it was going down again a bit, and then here it seems that a lot of orders are accumulated, and then from there on the price was going up again. And so I decided to use here this low of this little interesting candle to place a buy limit order here. So this pin bar here looks very nice on the daily chart. This is a even better pin bar, but I think it's a good idea to place the buy entry a little bit lower as this one. I think we will see a reaction here if price comes really so far down again on this yellow box, but I think that the price could go after a reaction here lower to this point. So this is my buy limit order. I don't know how long I will let this order in the market. If the price still goes up and up, then I think I will replace it or delete it, and I will tell you this, of course. But these are the two trade IDs I have on the Euro Swissy so far, and maybe we will see next week that the price comes all the way up here to this area, and we have to watch in the new week here this purple trend line. It's also a weekly trend line. You can see so far the price stayed above this weekly trend line. If the price breaks this weekly trend line and stays below this weekly trend line for 1 or 2 days, then we should look more for sell trades on the Euro Swissy. So far it's a clear up move. But if you look all the way here, it was going down. It is possible that this is only a little retracement based on the daily and weekly chart. And so we have to watch if price can manage to come above this white line. Then we have still a trend going on. But if this purple line gets broken in the next days or the next 1 or 2 weeks, and the price stays below this purple line, then you should watch for and look for sell trades on the lower time frames, but not before. So far I would only look for buy trades on this pair. This would change if this trend line does not hold here. And the last thing you can see here, we had here this yellow demand zone painted from the indicator, and you can see this was a really nice one. This yellow box was painted, I think, around here. So when the price came here, you should have painted this yellow box on your chart, and you can see price came down. It reacted perfectly here on the surface on the upper side of this yellow box and was then going up again. And if we had entered here on the upper end of the box, then so far we had here 160 pips in profit if we had it hold it so that long. And if you see such a reaction on your supply and demand indicator that the candle reacts perfectly on the upper end of such a box, then you should really go into a buy trade and try it. The stop loss is below the box, so we had here a stop loss of only 25 pips. With a 25 pip stop loss, we could manage to go 160 pips so far. So if you see that the price really reacts perfectly on such a box, in this case we are on the daily time frame. If you see this, the day is over and we had this perfect reaction here, and the next day it begins to go green again, then jump into a buy trade. This is a very good sign that this demand zone will hold, which it did in this case. Okay, the next pair on my watch list with trades on it is the pound Swissy. We have here almost the same situation like on the Euro Swissy before. I'm here on the daily time frame on the pound Swissy, and you can see I have here a pending order, a sell limit order with 4 micro lots, and the price is on its way to this order. Maybe in the next week, in a new week, we can see here an entry. I will monitor this pair closely. If I see that it goes very strong upwards, it's possible that I will remove this order. It depends how this pair develops the next days. It was really a strong up move, not only after these days here. You can see it also began basically from here, and since this spike here, we made here over 1,300 pips in a move, in an up move. So it looks like this pair is really strong in the up move so far, but it comes now in this trouble zone here. You can see if we look back in history that here this area where the price was going sideways for a couple of days, and so this seems to be a zone where the price is in balance. So the traders thought in this couple of days, I don't like to sell it, but I don't like to buy it either. So the price was in balance. The traders were the opinion that the price is okay for this pair. So there was no selling and no buying pressure. And at the moment the price, it seems so it wants to go back to this zone. And I think if it comes back to this zone, we could see again such a development that the traders think, yeah, this is a good price, I don't buy it, I don't sell it, and we see a sideways movement. And then this gives, of course, the chance for here a sell trade, so that maybe this fast up move could end for a while here on this area. And we have also here this supply zone, this H4 supply zone painted from the indicator. And you can also see this moving average here. The price has traveled really quite a lot away from this moving average. So, and at the moment it tries to come back again to this one, and you will see this on all time frames on pairs. Sooner or later the price will of course come back to the moving average, because it's calculated that way, that you get the average price, and the longer it is away from such a moving average, the chance increases that it comes back to it. And we will see this maybe here. And what I like here is that the moving average is on the same area as our supply zone, and also we have here a purple trend line, a weekly trend line. So if the price managed to come over this weekly trend line, what we have to see the next days, then it's very likely that we see a move upwards here. So it breaks here the purple line, and then normally if such a weekly trend line has been broken, we will see a retest here. So my hope is that we see a break of this purple line. Let's say the price manages to come up here, and then it retests here again this purple line, and then this sell trade would play out here. And this is what I want or try to do here. This is the trade I'm looking for. It's the same like on the Euro Swiss. We have to see if this purple line here, this purple trend line, holds. If it holds, the price should manage to come the next days over this upper trend line here, the weekly one. And if the trend line here does not hold and the price breaks here this trend line for 1 or 2 days and stays for 1 or 2 days below this trend line, then we look again for sell trades in this area here. So far it's a clearly buy on this pair, but I hope that we can in this buy and up move manage to come into a sell trade here. And what I have to tell you is that this stop losses and the targets are not fixed. Okay, so I of course place a stop loss and I place a target in the case that this happens during the night when I sleep, and so I can be sure that there's a stop loss and there's a target. But if I see the trade and I'm sitting in front of my screen and I see, okay, the trade has triggered, then it's possible that I remove here this stop loss and the target. So I will, for example, if I see it triggers here and then it still has a lot of buy pressure and it will go up and up and up, then it's possible that I close this trade earlier. So this stop loss is not fixed. It's my emergency stop loss in case that I'm not in front of my screen, or that it goes everything too fast and that I have a clear stop out of this trade. So we don't sit and wait days and weeks that maybe the trade comes in profit again. No, if the price hits the stop loss, then this trade is over. And if I see that the buying pressure is too much, I will close, of course, this trade earlier. Then I don't wait that long. The same is with the target. If the price triggers here, what I then do, I go mostly to the 1 hour time frame, to the hourly time frame, and I look then if I see market structure where I can maybe place a target. So this means I change the target maybe too. So I close it earlier or I place it a little bit higher. It depends on the market structure after the trade triggered. So this was my clock in the background you heard. I also have a buy order here on this pair. You can see I placed it here. The reason is in this case, if you look here on the market structure, we had here this down move, then it began here to go up. And this was the first retracement after the start of this big up move here. So this was the really first retracement. And then we had two really strong daily candles here, beginning here in this area. So I decided to use this area here for a buy order in case that we come all the way back down here. I think the bigger traders and the banks maybe think this is a good price to buy again, because you have to see all these pairs like a product. You don't want to buy a product if it's too expensive. You want it cheap, and a cheap price for this pair could be this area here. So this is the reason why I placed this buy order here, but it's far away. It's more likely that we see in the new week that this sell order could trigger. And this is the last pair I want to show you in this video. It's the Pound Aussie. I'm on the weekly chart at the moment, that you can see my entry. It's a sell limit order here with 3 micro lots. On the weekly chart we can see it a little bit better where the entry is. If I switch to the daily chart, then you will see it looks like that. The reason is mainly, if you look here, we have here a H4 supply zone, and if you closely, and I zoom a little bit in, then you will see, it gets not better, you will see here there sits a daily supply zone above it. This is the red small tiny box here. We have this tiny yellow box for the H4 supply zone, and then above it sits a daily supply zone. So two strong supply zones on this area. And so I think this could be here a zone where we see maybe a sell pressure, and so it's a good zone to place a sell order. I place it a little bit deeper than the boxes here starts, because maybe we see here again a stop hunt here. You can see here this market structure here. This was an interesting place here. It bounced here, and so this is resistance here. And I think above this resistance there could sitting a lot of stop losses, and if you see a stop hunt based on the daily time frame, then maybe price comes all the way up to this order here, and then we see that price goes down a little bit again. So this is the idea behind this sell order. Again, on the weekly chart it looks like that. You can see based on the weekly chart, this was a really strong sell week here in February 2020. It was where price was really hard going down. At the moment the price manages to retest all these zones again, so it comes back to this where this happened, and we have here a very interesting zone far away so far, but it's a purple supply zone, so it's a weekly supply zone. If the price comes back to this zone, in this zone you should definitely look for sell trades. If price comes all the way back here where this big selling pressure started some months ago. So this is definitely a zone which I will want to watch. But firstly, this is the sell limit order I have placed here on this pair. And this is the exact entry for this order in case you need it for the Pound Aussie. And I missed to give you the exact order for the pair before, the Pound Swissy. Let's check this again. And this is the exact entry for the Pound Swissy we saw here before. So this was it for today. The first video was a little bit longer because I wanted to show you all the statistics before, that you can see what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it, and how it developed so far. And I will give you updates on my personal trades the next days. So there will be a new video then if I have new trades or if I change something between, and then you should check the channel on Telegram. Like I told you, it's linked below this video. On this Telegram channel I will tell you in case that I remove this order, or that I don't want to get triggered this order, or that I change the order. So between the videos you will find updates in this channel. And yeah, I hope you liked it. And like I told you, I try to make some live videos too with new orders. It depends how much time I have. Until the next time, I wish you all the best with your trading. See you next time. Goodbye.